Hey, welcome back to our study called You Meant It for Evil. We're looking at Genesis chapter 37. Today, we're looking at verses 25 through 28. And we're going to look at how Joseph was sold into slavery. So make sure you read verses 25 through 28 here, and then we'll get started. So now, we're going to see that there's really no remorse. We see in verse 25 that the brothers are leaving Joseph to die, and they sit down and eat. At this point, they really have no remorse at all, really. In Genesis chapter 42, when the brothers talk to each other about what they did, they admit that they did not care at all about him. They said they saw the distress of his soul and that he begged them not to do what they did, but they did not listen. They were merciless, and in fact, because it's shown by the fact that they, heard the cries of mercy from Joseph, and then they threw him in anyway. Then they sat down to eat. And that just shows the callousness of these men. They don't care that their brother's begging and pleading for help. Don't do this, don't do this. And he's asking for mercy, and they don't give any. They throw him in there anyway. So you see how brutal his brothers are. His half brothers are, animals. They're murderers, and they've done it before. Like I said, they killed before, so they're gonna kill again. And so you see this. It's already in their heart. It's just being expressed in a different way. Now they're targeting their brother. Before they went after Shechem. They have a murderous spirit within them. They have the seeds of murder already there. The seeds of hatred that would drive them to murder is already in their hearts. So it's just now found a new target. But they're sitting sitting out away from the pit probably, and they're eating. Joseph's down in the pit, and then something happens here. So at some point in the storyline, Reuben is separated from the rest of the brothers, and so he's not aware of what happens in verses 25 through 28. Who knows what happens, where he goes? We're not told, but it seems as if he's not there, because he acts as if he doesn't know what's going on. So, as the rest of the brothers are sitting there eating, they see a caravan coming from Gilead on their way to Egypt. And they're called Ishmaelites, Midianites, and Medianites. There's really actually three terms just in this little section here for this group of travelers. Now, the term Ishmaelite came to be kind of an umbrella term for several different people groups within that area, including the Midianites and the Medianites. So you have these two groups of people, which in general can be referred to as Ishmaelites. And so that's kind of how that breaks down. So if you see, it's talking about one group of traders, not three or two. There's just one. So this group of traders appears, and who speaks up? It's our boy Judah, of course. Judah suggests to his brothers that they not kill Joseph, since he is their brother after all. They're like, we shouldn't leave him here to die. He's our brother. Because he says, there's some traders coming by. We can make a quick profit by selling him into slavery. There'd be no profit in it for us if we just let him die here. What are we going to benefit from that? We get rid of Joseph, but we can make a profit. We can make some money off of selling him. And so they pull him out of the cistern, make a quick deal with the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver, and off he goes. So we assume that they felt that this was an equally valid way of keeping his dreams from coming true. Because remember, that's their goal, is to stop the dreams. So when you think about it, they're probably thinking, which we don't know exactly what they're thinking, but it makes sense that they're still thinking that they can get rid of these dreams, the truth of these dreams, if they sell them into slavery. I mean, how could a slave in Egypt rule over them who are living in Canaan? It doesn't make any sense. So they're probably thinking, this is an equally valid way of dealing with the issue. His dreams are done. It's important to note that even though Reuben had plans to save Joseph, it was ultimately by Judah that Joseph would live. This is another clue that God has rejected Reuben and chosen Judah to be the one which the promised seed would come. You kind of see that here. Reuben has the rescue plan, but who actually rescues his life, Joseph's life? It's Judah. And so Reuben is kind of, he keeps, he because of his sin and what he did against his father, he keeps losing his privilege. He keeps losing what he wants to do. And so we see that with even here in this little fact here, that he wasn't the one that got to save Joseph. It was Judah. Well, that's our end of our study for today. And so come back next time. We'll look at verses 29 through 36. We'll finish off the chapter. And we're going to look at the cover-up that the boys invent in order to, not appear guilty. They don't want to be known as murderers of their own brother. And so they're going to try to cover it up. So come back next time. We'll take a look at that.